Hello again. Got some kind of thing flying over. The reason I'm holding the camera like this is I got to thinking, if we rolled their little stupid log house over on its side, the logs could form like a jail. Wouldn't that be special? Now see, it doesn't take too much to trigger me off at these F-toots. F-toots is something my dad used to say. Not very often, but he would say it. And I've got a lot of those little character references, little sayings and so on. But we'll turn the camera back normal now so we can take a look at the cat in my bright, bright orange fluffy footies. Well, see, she was doing this to me the other day, and I didn't have these on. Well, let's take a look at that neck. Can we get a shot of the neck where it looks like a vampire bit around the neck? Come here, kitty. Kitty, kitty. Let's see that neck. It's got 2 puncture wounds in the side of her neck. Now that's creepy. We can take a look over here. Not a lot of special going on over here. And maybe if you're all real good, I will take a little trip around the back of the house. But here lately I've just been kind of liking to sit here in this corner and get all the serenity I can get from this corner. Kitty, you want to show us your neck, baby? I think she ought to show it to us. It's really weird. I've never seen anything like it. And I wish her little baby would come up here too. See, I have a very, very low plateau of understanding and feeling toward people who deliberately hurt other people. A lot of times it's straight up because it reminds me of things that have happened to me. And I've always followed the golden rule. There have been some high tension things in my life between 93 and 95 especially, where I thought I was going to come unhinged, but I always taught myself to count slowly from 1 to 10. If that doesn't work, go on to 20. If that doesn't work, count reverse before committing an action or saying something that I would regret later. You know, you're supposed to do that little countdown thing, mainly to give yourself time to cool off. It's like a little cool off thing. Like you get real mad at the kids or the stepkids or whatever. Just take a breath and count. Because you do not want to do something that you will later regret and not be able to undo. That's one of my little rules. And the golden rule, of course, do unto others as you would have others do unto you. Well, I'm highly moral in that regard. Well, in a lot of regards. If you're going to do something to someone, expect them to do it back to you. Is the way it should be. And so I'm on the side of the syphilis patients that she told me so braggartly that she abused and got by with. And I think to myself, how stupid and how crazy. And I try to console it, but it's not working. Because a lot of people's first thing would be, well, you weren't there, you don't know. Excuse me, I was in that same hospital when I was 18 years old, put in there by my own parents to detox, okay? So I know how it was there. And I know that these people were highly medicated, like in most situations like that, so that they're easily handled. And I'm telling you straight up, the people that she abused were not out of hand, okay? She was being either a pervert or just some evil witch. because you go in there, you have to get on a medicine. That's like the rule. You get on a medicine. You have to work yourself up levels so that you can end up actually going outside to hang around by yourself if you want to, or going to the canteen by yourself and spending your own money. I know how it works. If I were to sit there and say, well, I did it to keep my job. See, she fluffed all that off on the other workers, saying I had to do it to keep my job so I could feed my kids. Well, one, she had told me that she was, well, her and him both were from good families. And I was from a good family, and when I needed food, like my check wasn't getting there in time or whatever, I'd say, Mom, can I get $20? And she'd tally what I borrowed from her. Either we'd be at a rummage sale and I'd spend $1 or something. She'd tally it all on the calendar. And at the end of the month, as soon as I could, she'd remind me, and I would pay her back. And she never charged me interest for that. Now, if I got a big loan, like for the roof I did that time, at the end there was going to be one final payment of $35. It's like the lowest interest anybody could get. It was like a $4,000 or $5,000 roof on that house, a complete tear-off. So for that much, I was paying her back $100 a month. Well, one day I said, Mom, what happens if you die? Because she'd already told me she was going to die. She had cancer. Do I have to pay that back? And she kind of chuckled and said, no, I guess we'll let it slide then. So I didn't ever finish paying that off. That was like Mom's gift to Bradley and I. The last big thing she did for us was that roof over there on South Washington. But why couldn't she have, the neighbor, have done that? Said, Mom, I need $20 so I can get, whatever, hot dogs and buns and a jar of peanut butter and, a bag of potato chips, whatever. And then paid her back. I don't get the drift. I must be stupid, right? That I can do that. I could borrow some money and pay it back, but why not her? And coming from a good family, I don't buy this. Plus, this was a long time ago. But those people probably still have nightmares about the wicked witch that was their keeper, more or less. And I don't care if they were black. I don't care if they were red. I don't care if they were friggin' purple with big pink polka dots. I really do not give a damn. Excuse my language. Their human rights were violated, and she was sitting over here bragging about it. I think she ought to do jail time. Plus, she was being braggartly about her husband being some kind of criminal who will never do jail time, she said. And that ticked me off, too. That makes her an accomplice. Why shouldn't he do jail time? What is their effing problem? So I'm kind of like needing backup, so I get vocal with the videos. And seems she hasn't figured out how to even keep her own little dog in her own yard. I catch her over here all the time. The dog will run over here because the dog likes me, just like her daughter's cats like me. When I was at her daughter's house that day, and they mentioned, wow, we've never seen anybody get the treatment from these cats that way. What do you do? I was just sitting there. But you've seen this totally stray cat loving up to me like it does. And I didn't do anything for it. I throw food out. I'm just a nice person. But I'm going to go. My battery's card's cutting out. Later. Love ya.